Hi, I'm John from Advantage Subliminal. Welcome and thank you for joining me. Today I would like to talk about the path to inner peace. Firstly, inner peace has no external requirements such as how wealthy we are or not, the type of accommodation we live in, where we live, the type of car we drive, if any, where we were educated and so on. Inner peace is all about the real us, not the personality traits or the trappings which we acquire along the way in life. Life tests us constantly, therefore we create distractions which help us to escape from what we perceive as a not so user-friendly life. What though, if we embrace life but from a position of inner strength? Here is some food for thought. The first area I wish to touch on is that of emotions. We all have them to a greater or lesser extent, and it can be a very valuable guide. In fact, we should always be in tune with our feelings. However, remember they are only a guide, for they are not always reliable and are invariably affected by the mood we are in at the time. To walk the path of inner peace whilst acknowledging our emotions, we must step back from them and be objective when making decisions. The next area I wish to cover is that of drama. Now, we watch drama on the TV, at the movies, we read about it in books and newspapers. This type of drama is third-party drama. We are distanced from it and not directly engaged with it. The other type of drama is much more direct, as we can get drawn into it. It may come from family, friend, work colleague, or any one of a number of sources. It engages us directly and draws us in if we let it. What we have to remember is that it is someone else's drama, not ours. Yet we get drawn into it. Also, with drama, there is normally more than one player, so there is more than one side to the drama, and therefore accuracy of the facts tends to be one-sided. Yet we are making it our own, basing our response on what can be a very shaky foundation, and of course disrupting our inner peace. It doesn't mean we cannot be supportive, but we must always be objective, inasmuch as the only person who can come to terms with the facts of the drama is the person or persons involved. The close sibling of drama is gossip. The gossip does not have to be based on anything real, but once it starts, it can take on a reality, albeit a false reality of its own, and it serves no one, other than those who seek to create drama, drawing others into it. Picture, if you will, a dark energy which is constantly needing fed, swallowing whatever positive energy it can with great relish, as those who deal in the drama and gossip world create a feast for it from those they can draw into this false and greedy world. On the path of inner peace, we must learn to step back from drama and gossip, and please remember, inner peace can have a positive, infectious effect on others if they're open to it, remembering that you can never force your views on others, you can only lead by example. Bear in mind also that the universe will test your values from time to time, exposing any weaknesses that need to be addressed. There is one other aspect of drama that I would like to cover briefly, and that is the drama of politics. Now, that drama of politics affects us all, no matter which country we live in and who is in government at the time. Governments create drama by feeding us, very often, misleading information, sometimes even creating the problems which they will miraculously sort out later. Their intention is to keep us fearful, constantly in fight or flight mode, which is the opposite of inner peace. In a state of fearfulness, we are much easier to control, and it keeps us distracted from what the government's agenda truly is. They are master magicians using smoke and mirrors to distract us from what we wish to achieve, and they are definitely not in favour of those who cannot be manipulated, those who have inner peace. I'm now going to touch on expectation. The dictionary definition of expectation is a strong belief that something will happen or be the case. How often do we have expectation of other people, believing that they will act in a certain way? If you have, has it led to disappointment? I find that it does more often than not. It is true that others may have expectation of us, and do we always react in a certain way because someone expects it of us? We are all individuals who make our own decisions. They may not always be the best decisions, but they are our decisions. So why would we expect anything different from another. Expectation takes us off of the path of inner peace. Rather than having expectation, we should have aspiration. The dictionary definition of aspiration is a hope or ambition of achieving something. This then applies only to us, to aspire to be greater and better than we are without beating ourselves up in the process, of course. I'd now like to briefly talk about laughter. Laughter is so therapeutic as long as it is not selfish, hurtful laughter at someone else's expense. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you laughed at yourself? This type of laughter tends to prick the bubble of our own pomposity and vanity. If we can laugh at our own idiosyncrasies, our failures and our successes, if we can laugh at life, then we have a power which will sustain us and strengthen us on the path of inner peace. There is an old analogy which I'd like to share with you now. It is about the oak tree and the willow tree and which is the strongest. Picture, if you will, the oak tree, tall and grand with roots firmly and deeply embedded in the soil. Then look at the willow tree which looks willowy. Yet when the hurricane comes, the oak tree gets ripped out by the roots, whilst the willow tree simply bends and bounces back. There is great power in knowing that rather than trying to withstand an unstoppable force, by simply bending, one can bounce back without depleting oneself. Lastly, a physical to inner peace is how we breathe. If you watch how people breathe, you will see a lot of people breathe in a shallow manner, never really filling their lungs. Short breaths are consistent with the flight or fight mode. If you gently slow your breathing down, and for me, I prefer breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And if you practice this, you will find your mind and body become very relaxed and peaceful. It is a great aid to combating stress and it promotes better health, and it is also a necessity on the path to inner peace. I hope, truly, you have found our little chat helpful, and I wish you the very best of journeys on your path of inner peace. Just a little reminder of my Peace and Tranquility Subliminal Meditation, which may be helpful on your journey. Always remember, happiness comes and goes, but inner peace sustains and enriches us throughout life. Thank you for joining me.